Boxing did it again. Boxing did it again. They offered us a entertaining fight, a fight that the fans wanted, a fight that the fans didn't think they were going to get. They gave it to us. We waited, but they gave it to us. And in the midst of the fight, a great narrative played itself out in the squared circle. The boxing ring, as they call it, between the ropes. Deontay Wilder, undefeated, 40-0, 39 knockouts. Tyson Fury, undefeated as well, I believe with 27 wins and 17 knockouts. Could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close. These two guys produced a fantastic fight. I was happy with the fight after watching the fight in its entirety. Unfortunately, I did not get to watch it live, but I did watch it, and I did know what the end result was before I watched it. And knowing the end result before I watched it, and then seeing the fight play itself out the way it did, a true detriment to the sport, a true detriment to both fighters' records, by labeling this fight a draw. I think this fight being a draw is worse for Deontay Wilder than it would have been a loss. Because everyone and their grandma knows that Tyson Fury won that fight. So from this moment on, from December 1st, the night that the fight was over, until the night they fight again, Deontay Wilder is going to have to hear one thing and one thing only. He did not beat Tyson Fury on December 1st. He did not. Now, as far as the judges' scorecards, I can go into that very easily. It was a split decision draw. Basically, one judge gave it to Wilder, one judge gave it to Fury, and one judge ruled it a draw. So, that's a draw. And one judge gave Deontay Wilder the fight 115 to 113, which means in a 12-round fight, he believed Wilder won 2 more rounds than that of Fury. And the 2 rounds, I'm assuming that that judge thinks that he, won up to Tyson Fury, were the rounds that he knocked Tyson Fury down. In my humble opinion, if I'm sitting ringside, cage side, whatever you want to call it, we'll call it ring, obviously being that it was a boxing match, I can barely give Deontay Wilder 4 rounds of that fight. I can give him 2 rounds. I can give him the 12th. I can give him, I think it was the 10th, where I'll give him both rounds that he dropped Fury. Both rounds you drop a fighter in boxing, that round goes the victor to the man that was able to get that knockdown. And that was Deontay Wilder. So we can give him 2 rounds. I can only give him 2 rounds more than that because the 6'9", 250-pound agile Tyson Fury was outboxing Deontay Wilder from the moment of that bell, from the first round, for consecutive rounds. Fury was winning this fight. I don't know what to say anymore about the boxing judges. I have talked until I'm blue in the face. I could, or till I'm red, and I could go off on these boxing judges so easily, and tell you why I believe this was a draw. I will do that, but what I won't do is give these judges any fame whatsoever for being terrible. I'm not going to name their names. I know their names. I'm not going to name their names. These judges don't even deserve a job, let alone someone on a podcast or a radio show or whatever you want to call it, to even name their name. I did it with Adelaide Bird. I'm not doing it with these judges. The fact is they suck. The fact is boxing has been corrupt for decades. The fact is that boxing is more corrupt now than it's probably been in the Great Depression era, when fights were literally fixed so that people would win money. I don't need to dive into that. I don't want to badmouth boxing. I love boxing. I love combat sports. I don't want to badmouth it to the point where people don't watch it. I want people to watch it. But at the same time, it's very hard for me to get people to watch it when this kind of stuff continues to happen. I've had so many friends over the years that I've met from this podcast. So many people tell me, I'm not really that into boxing. And I ask them why. And they say the judging. And I can't combat why they're wrong. They're not wrong. They're right. The judging in boxing is disgusting. The judging in MMA is inept. The judging in boxing is corrupt. So that's that. And that's all I'm going to say on the judging. But I believe that this fight was ruled a draw for the one simple fact that the last high-profile fight that was ruled a draw to have it happen again, to help the promoters, to help the city of Las Vegas or whatever the hell they decide to do the rematch, make money. Because that's what boxing is about now. Boxing, the days are long gone when it mattered who was the champion, who did they fight, how long did they hold the title. Those days are long over. The records are so padded. As I mentioned, Deontay Wilder, 40-0, 39 knockouts. I can't name you one guy that he fought. I can't. Tyson Fury, 26, 27-0. Outside of Klitschko, I can't name you many guys that he's fought, and I'm a fan of both of these guys. The heavyweight division has been so terrible for so long that these guys are the cream that rose to the top in Anthony Joshua, in Wilder, and in Fury. And it's a true shame that these fights happen at this level, with this much of a magnitude of buzz surrounding this fight, as there was between Wilder and Fury, that they have to end it this way, just so it happens again. And guess what? They know that they can do this because it doesn't affect them. It makes them more money. They know that the same fans like me will keep coming back. And I will, because I enjoyed the fight. The two fighters in the ring on that night, December 1st, 3 nights ago, fought their asses off. They deserve respect. They deserve a pat on the back. Both Fury and Wilder. Just because I thought Wilder lost the fight doesn't mean he doesn't deserve respect. Just because Tyson Fury got knocked down in 2 rounds sure as hell doesn't mean he doesn't deserve respect. Because that guy got up off the canvas with little to no... I don't know how he got up in that 12th round. We'll never know. He looked out cold in that round. And Fury was able to get back and ultimately, I thought, win the rest of the round, which was crazy. So, but as I said earlier, that round still goes to Deontay Wilder. He got the knockdown. He practically knocked him out, but yeah, that was nuts. And really, it creates a new reason for Wilder to continue his limelight and Fury to continue his limelight. If they make a rivalry out of... They made a rivalry. That's what boxing did on December 1st. They made a rivalry. The fight created a narrative. Who won the first fight? We'll fight again. Who will win this one? Maybe they'll fight after that. Deontay Wilder, 33. I thought he was younger than that. Tyson Fury, 30. I thought he was older than that. But we'll see what happens. Really, this creates a narrative that doesn't involve Anthony Joshua, which is what the promoters for Deontay Wilder want. And it creates a narrative around Tyson Fury, which is what the promoters around Fury want. It creates a narrative for Tyson Fury that doesn't involve Anthony Joshua as well. Because in terms of styles make fights and matchups and skill sets and everything like that, I think Deontay Wilder would be very good opponent for Anthony Joshua. As far as a guy that would test Joshua, that could be a stiff test for Joshua. That's what I mean by that. For Fury, I think his agile skill set, his ability to evade punches, his quickness for how big he is really something that's going to give any heavyweight problems. Gave Klitschko problems, gave Wilder problems, and it would definitely give Anthony Joshua problems. Just that skill set alone is tough to prepare for. There's no heavyweight that size that I've ever seen move like that. There's just not. Fights with his hands kind of low, but he's moving his head. He's sticking and moving. And I find that to be very entertaining. I'm a huge Tyson Fury fan. I do enjoy Deontay Wilder. I will enjoy the rematch. But boxing did it again. They created a rivalry. They created something that is actually pretty special and gets people talking about their sport. But give us a true winner of that first fight, because there was one, and it was Tyson Fury.